Hi everyone, so I've got 2 more videos left to film before Christmas and New Year's break that I'm taking. So you will probably have 3 videos every week, and then I will see what happens after the New Year, because probably a couple of days I'll have a little break, and then maybe that week it will be 2 videos. So we'll see. Anyway, so today I decided to share with you how I create pom-poms with this Pom Pom makers, and it's very simple process, so it would be great for someone who's a complete beginner who has never done this before. It is very simple. So I've got a set of 4 pom pom makers here, and that's the biggest one, and then I will use the smallest one, which is this one. The size of the pom-pom is on one of the, it's printed here on the side, which says 3.5 centimeters in diameter. So what you will need for this project is some sort of yarn of your choice, obviously the Pom Pom Maker, and a pair of scissors. Today I'm going to use this Tim Holtz mini snips, I think they're called. I'm going to use the pom-poms today I'm going to make Christmas garlands. So we have about a week to go till Christmas, and all of the decorations are done, and the only thing I wanted to do is this garland, which I saw in a store of like interior design, and there was a lovely garland which had a black base, and then on that black yarn there were kind of rainbow bright super beautiful colors of pom-poms, and they were that mini size, like I said, and beautifully looking. So this is what I'm going to try and do today. I'm going to choose a variety of pom-poms in terms of the colors, and then we can start. If you're interested what yarn I have here, so this is something I ordered on Amazon, and they're super mini. So I'll just show you this one. So they are grams. So this is 10 grams you get in a little bundle of pom-pom like that, and you get loads of colors. So let's see, this is by the brand called Mira Handcrafts, and you get 25 colors, but interestingly enough, some of the colors are doubled and some colors are singled. So I don't know how they pick that to be, but that's a good thing to know in case you are wondering to buy this. The colors are great variety, so if I just show you like that, so you get some lovely bright colors as well as some kind of pastel colors, and I'll flip it over on the other side. So these are the colors, and I will leave the links below. By the way, there's this teal color here, which I wish there were 2 of, but it's just one. It is such a beautiful color. Love it. But unfortunately, there's only one included. Okay, so I will select the colors that I want to go on my pom-pom garland, and once I've done that, we'll catch up and start on the pom-pom making. Alright, so we are in the rainbow heaven right now, and you can see, sometimes it's hard to see, and I think, you know, manufacturers should always arrange things in rainbow order, because the eye is drawn to that, and it makes you happy. That's all I can say. You know, having a mix of colors which are not in the order of a beautiful rainbow just confuses you, and you can't see the beautifulness of it. So here it goes. This is how beautiful and bright the colors are. Now, one thing I wanted to, or a couple of things I wanted to tell you in case you're interested. So I want to create this beautiful rainbow that has a variety of things. Now, you can make it as simple as you want. Obviously, if you're going to go and buy separately a big you know, ball of yarn, then it will cost you quite a bit to buy that many colors. But the great option, of course, is to buy a pack like that, which I think cost me about 10 or 15 quid. And then you get so many colors in there to play with. So what I'm trying to say is you can simplify this. You can take out, for example, the middle orange here and just have them simpler. So you go from yellow to bright orange to red. Then you can put one pink, take one pink out. And then the next one would be one purple, one blue, one turquoise, one green. So that would be your simple, let me just put it in context. That would be your simple color arrangement right there. So you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors, and you could keep it as simple as that. Because I have the option of having more colors, I will go for a bigger variety. And what I will create is I will not create one continuous kind of garland where it will be repeating the colors. I will do one piece of garland that will feature these colors, and then I will do another garland again doing the same. I might create 2 or 3 garlands for the Christmas tree. And that way I can sort of layer them on different sides, if that makes sense. And I can actually align them. If they're in one long strip of yarn, it will get tangled. It's quite sort of, you know, difficult to work with. Okay, the next thing I want to point out to you, let me just put this gorgeousness back in the order, is the fact that if you're planning to do some other projects like knitting a hat, which actually I will do. I will crochet a winter's hat for Mason, and hopefully I can stick it in the stocking sock or the stocking, whatever it's called, shoe, boot, stocking boot, for him for this Christmas. And I think I have plenty of time to do that still. So I've got loads of yarn left to do that. And what I'm trying to say is that if you're planning to do something like that, then the beauty of this set is that you have a beautiful gradient. So you've got 4 purples, which just look so beautiful together. If you just wanted to do that, you could, I think they're all, yeah, so these 3 are doubled up. You don't have this lovely color, which I actually wish there were 2 of as well. I love these pastel colors, but there's only 1. So I'm not sure if this would be enough yarn. So if it's 10, then we have 70 grams of yarn to do a small hat. You might need to use like maybe black with it, or maybe a couple of other colors just to double it up in volume. But the point is that there is lovely variety of gradient here, so you can see that there is the immediate, like a middle color between the yellow and the orange. There's also another yellow, which is more kind of like a cream rather than yellow. So if you wanted to do that gradient, so that actually looks quite lovely going up to the red or this way. So there is a great variety. There's also another pink. So there's a pale pink. So there is this pale pink. So you could do red and 3 pinks. So, you know, that's the fun element about this particular set here. One thing you have noticed that in my arrangement I could have gone with more colors, so to extend even the variety of colors, like for example this blue you could include here. It sort of works quite nicely, but I'm not a fan of this color. You know, I could put it like into a hat, like for Mason or something like that, mixing it with a couple of other colors, but in the garland for some reason I'm not into it. I don't know why, but so I'm going to take it off. So I just wanted to show you that if you do want a few more blues, don't think that there is just this one blue. It's just because I selected it. But basically there are 3 blues in this set. Again, creating a lovely gradient, kind of ombre look. And then you could even do this, which is the pastel mint color, which I absolutely adore. So you could essentially go like that. Okay, so having told you all the good stuff, about these yarns. I also have the black one as the base, and I wouldn't have thought to use a black yarn, to be honest with you, but because it looked so gorgeous in the store when I saw the garland, which cost actually 18 quid, I could not bring myself over to spend 18 quid on a garland that could, the whole 25 colors of 10, so that's what, 250? Of 10 grams cost me less than that, you know. So basically I can make a lot of garlands from it. So yes, and that's what I'm going to do. And I want to first of all show you how to do the pom-pom itself, and then how to attach it to the yarn to make it look quite neat and to make it look like a garland. So first of all, what color should I start with? Should I do this lovely green? I'm just looking at the screen, what colors look best. I think these two look great. Okay, so let's start with this. I'm trying to figure out if there is a like a number or like a color name on any of these, so that you could potentially repurchase them singularly, but I cannot see anything at all. No. So you might need to repurchase the whole pack, which, to be honest with you, I think I will use every single color, because I'll just kind of like group them into things. Okay, let me push this gorgeousness a little bit out of the way, but not too much. I want you to see this beauty. It just makes me happy. Okay, so let's start. So what you do is you take these two bits and you basically open them up. So this clip goes like that. So that's closed, that's open. Open them up, and then you're going to place them basically like this. So if I show you first when they're closed, what you do is you find the two flat sides like that, and then you put them like this together, so that there's on one side there are the holes, on the opposite side there are the bumps, and so the bumps will sit in the holes. Same thing here. So here are the bumps and here are the holes, and you just holding them like that together. The other way you can also think of is the white little bolts here. So they are facing the other way basically. So once you got to this part, so what you do is you hold this bit like that together, as you can see, and then with the edge or the tip of the yarn, you place it downwards and then cross it over, so you fix it in one place, and then you're going to continue winding the yarn to the left. So we started on the right and we're going to go to the left. At this point you can pull the little tip up. Don't pull it completely out, just a little bit, so that it's facing up rather than down. That will make your life a bit easier. So at this point it's less fiddly, because this part we don't really care about. What we now going to do is just hold it and continue winding the yarn. And then once we get to the bottom, we're going to push it down like so, so that there are no gaps here. And we're going to repeat the process like so. And then again up to here. So we're repeating the process until there is no more space left on this corner. Once that happens, then start going back with the yarn like that, and you'll see there are little gaps created. So what you will do is on the way back again, you will try to fill up those gaps. So I'm going back again and I'm going to put the yarn into the gaps to make it a little bit more filled and even. So we're not going to the corners anymore, because there is no more space for the yarn to go. Now our intention is to fill this little groove in here. Okay, so we're now going to go back again, and we just concentrate on the middle of this and making sure that this bit will start to get nice and filled and straight. So till about here. So when I'm holding it now, you can see that there is no U shape here. It's nice and straight. So this is us being finished. So now I'm going to hold this yarn up and cut it. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side. So I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before. Okay, now we're there. So we're going to again cut the yarn. Now we're going to bring these two bits together like that. So it looks like a donut. And you're going to unclip the sides. And so this is when they are closed. You're going to open them up. And you're going to now clip the two parts together. So like that. So it's nice and locked. Okay. So what you're going to do next is you're going to hold it either side, but I find that it's easier when the clips are facing the left. And what you're going to do next is basically stick your scissors in between these two and make a cut. Okay, so you're basically cutting in between the two plates. Can you see this now? And that's what you're doing. So don't go and cut these bits, just a little bit. There is enough space for you to stick your scissors in there. So you're going to cut right to the end like that, and then you're going to rotate it and repeat the same here. So I prefer to do it from this side. So I'm going to rotate it and cut it like that. Okay, so if you want at this point, you can cut off these extra long pieces because you no longer need them. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of yarn and you're going to basically stick it between the two plates where you just cut the yarn and pull it so that it's in the middle and make a little knot, just a very basic one like that. And now you're going to pull it really hard because this is what's going to hold your pom-pom in place. So really hard, and then we're going to do double knot, and I would even recommend to do 3 or 4 just to be really on a sure side. Okay, so here's number 4. So what you do now is you're going to open up these clips and you're going to open the tassel maker like that and pull it out. So there's one side of the pom-pom, and we're going to do the same here. So we open the clip and we're going to pull it out of the pom-pom, and that's where the thread is. You see the one that we just pulled through? So you don't want to see it, so what you're going to do is you're going to move it around. I find that the best pom-poms are made out of this type of yarn when it's really kind of woolly and nice, but you can make it out of all sorts of yarn. So you can see now you can't really see any distinct line, and that's what you're looking for. Now the pom-pom is looking a little bit rough around the edges, so what you need to do is you hold it by the little tassel that you created, or not the tassel but a little tail, and you're going to kind of rough it up like this, and then take your scissors and give it a nice little trim. So the best thing to do is just hold it at the base and just rotate it so that you get to see every side, and that's the best way to create a nice and straight, or not straight, but a nice looking pom-pom. So I can see there's a little bit here. It's better not to do big cuts because you can take off too much, and that means you'll give yourself more work. Now the artistry in making a good pom-pom is not the actual making of it, but the trimming. So the trim really makes a huge difference. It can go from looking, you know, handmade to kind of like a professional one, so you won't be able to tell. So now I'm going to turn it around this way a little bit and cut it off like that. So the best thing, just keep on moving the wool around so that if something is still stuck and it's a bit long like this one, you can just take it off like that. There we go, very good. Again, do not be put off by the fact that you think that one pom-pom will take you that long. Trust me, you do one, you'll do the others very quickly. It'll take you probably longer to perfect it rather than making it. So that's it. I'd say it's probably in a good shape now. You can still see sometimes, even after you cut it down, you can start seeing little bits that you want to cut down even further, which is absolutely fine. You can do that, or you can leave it looking quite sort of, you know, organic really. So this is it. This is how simple it is, and this is how cute it is. So I'm going to proceed making a couple more so that I can then show you how to make a garland. Alright, so I made this one and it took me about probably 3 times less time to make it, because I, you know, kind of, it's really easy when you don't show it. Obviously you need to slow down when you go, but look how cute they are. They're so adorable. Okay, so the simplest way to do it is to put your base colors, so the base yarn, mine is black, so put that onto floor or desk, or depending how long your yarn is, and then layer out the colors of the pom-pom. So what I would suggest to do is, obviously I want to show you how I make the garlands, so I'm not going to make all of the pom-poms just now. I'm going to do that in the evening. But what I want to show you now is how to attach it. So in my circumstance, that's what I have done. But in your circumstance, first make all of the pom-poms, and then once you've made them, layer them as I've done with the yarn. Do the same with your pom-poms. So basically, when it looks quite good, I'm going to slide one end of the yarn underneath and then basically do a very simple knot. And what you're going to do is do it exactly on the same side. So pom-pom is going to go on the right, knotting on the left. If that's what you're starting with, continue throughout, because what you want in the end is you want to have a garland with the pom-poms facing the same direction, and that's how you make it nice and neat, rather than, you know, one pom-pom faces this side, the other that side, and then you're going to see the black garland running on top of it. So that's not something you want. You want to make sure that all the pom-poms are facing the same direction, and that you then can hang your garland so that you only see the pom-poms and the black, if you do see that, but you see it in between rather than you know, at the base of it, because that will be the side you want to put on the reverse, the back side of it. So I hope that makes sense, and I will continue making all of the pom-poms tonight. I'm really looking forward to, and that will be a lot of fun, and they are so addictive. So yeah, I hope you're going to do a little pom-pom garland for your tree. It's not too late yet, and that's one of the other things. Even if your tree is fully decorated and dressed, there is always space for a little pom-pom garland. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Alright, I hope this was useful and helpful, and thanks for watching, and see you soon.